Okay. Hi, welcome back, and thank you for joining me. I want to welcome you to the beautiful, beautiful place that I live. I am so grateful for the Comox Valley. As you can see here, this is we're out at Goose Spit, and look at that view. Look at that water. How many people have access to such an amazing environment? And this amazing environment has also been instrumental in me recovering my own health. And I encourage you to watch the primer. So just so you know, this is Quantum Health Transformation, Step 8 Red. This is the live video that's meant to accompany the primer. So please go back and watch the primer if you haven't already seen this. It's done in slideshow format. It has the notes and the details. And the live is more just an illustration and a little bit fleshing out of the information found on the primer. So this, the topic for today is grounding and birth of new core belief systems. I want to talk about a parable because when you have goals, especially goals that seem big and even miraculous, there is a process involved, and I want to tell you an analogy that will help you to understand how this process works. So imagine, if you will, for a moment that you want to take a trip and you want to go someplace that's amazing, and you're going to drive there, and it's like 3,000 miles away, but you've decided that you're actually going to do your driving at night. And the reason you're going to drive at night is because you've charted along the way places where you want to sleep that are going to be really good for your health. Instead of sleeping at night, maybe in a motel someplace, you want to curl up in a grassy knoll under a tree. You may want to be near a beautiful river or ocean, and you want to sleep out next to nature along the way. And so you're going to spend your daytime sleeping, of course, and resting and recuperating from the night of driving, but you're also going to want to visit some of the indigenous peoples and immerse yourself a little bit in the local culture along the way. And in that way, you're going to have a really wonderful journey on your way to your goal. What I want to bring out is that any goal you have in life, whether it's to lose weight, make more money, have a better living environment, whatever it is that floats your boat and is your heart's desire, that is the goal that is like the destination in this parable. Along the way, you're going to drive at night, as I mentioned before, and because you're driving at night, your vision is limited. So you can only see 350 feet ahead with your headlights, which also translates into about 110 meters ahead. And that's very much like on your way to your goal. So you've got things you want to do that are going to get you to your goal, but you really have no idea how you're going to get to that goal because you can only see a very short distance in front of you. And the analogy of, but it still doesn't mean you're not going to get to your goal. Just because the headlights only shine so far ahead doesn't mean that you're not going to get where you're going. You know that the road keeps going. You know that your headlights will light up as you go along and illuminate your way, so you'll find your way to your goal destination. Now, the stopping and the replenishing yourself and sleeping in a beautiful fresh air, natural environment is much like how you want to treat your life and your body and your living conditions as you're on your way to your goal. You want to take time to be in nature. You want to get lots of rest. You want to eat things that are really good for your body. And the visiting with indigenous people and exploring the local culture along the way is very much like finding little opportunities that you don't even expect, and you learn so much from the people as you're on your way towards your goal that you meet, and opportunities that come your way. And the biggest thing is to have fun on your journey and really, really enjoy it, because the journey, actually, you'll find out when you get to your goal, maybe even more important or more memorable than the actual goal once you receive it. So I really want to illustrate this. Sorry, I have to just check my notes because I don't want to miss anything important. So you're going to find that you're going to have immense satisfaction, and you're going to get so much confidence as you go along to get to your goal. So remember, the goal itself, you don't even have to worry about how you're going to achieve it. Gee, how am I going to bring this money into my life? How will I ever get to my better environment or my better living conditions? Oh my goodness, to lose 100 or 200 pounds, how am I going to do that? You don't need to worry about that. You just have to play it as though you're driving at night and your headlights only light so far ahead of you, and that's all you need to be concerned about. Because when you get through your process to the next point, the headlights will then show you where to go and what to do next, and it'll just unfold for you. And the next thing you know, you'll be at your goal, and then you'll refine it and you'll pick new goals, and you'll continue to travel through life in very much the same way. So I wanted to bring that out to you near the beginning of my workshop series so that you could understand it's not all about getting the goal. The journey truly, truly is the most important part of reaching your goal. Now that I've talked about that, I want to move on to the Zen Domes. I talk about them a little bit in the primer, but I also want to talk to you about what makes Orgonite effective or maybe not so effective. I'm going to get my cameraman to zoom in on this little piece of Orgonite. This is the mini version that's offered on Etsy. And I'll show you where you can plug in on where you can Google or where you can plug in on the computer to actually view more of these beautiful Zen domes. In the center is a clear quartz, a raw clear quartz crystal. And it's a fairly large size. It's been wrapped around with copper wire. This is really important. There's some Orgonite out there that looks fairly pleasing to the eye, but you want to make sure that it's going to do for you what you're expecting from your Orgonite. And in order to do that, you need to have Orgonite that's been built and actually precision made so that it's going to maximize what you want out of it. So I'm going to tell you how it works. All quartz crystals, and in fact all stones and crystals, emit a frequency. But quartz has a unique feature that when it's under pressure, it has what's called a piezoelectric effect. And so when it's under pressure, the frequency is intensified. And when it's intensified, it then needs a little help from some metals to help disperse that energy. Those of you who were around when we had crystal radios remember that they were run just on quartz crystals, proving that they do indeed have an energetic effect. So the way that Orgonite works is the crystal is wrapped with a copper wire, which then helps to transmit the energy and direct the energy that's coming from the quartz crystal. Now the surrounding material or matrix is made 50% resin and 50% metal shavings. The resin, as it cures, shrinks, and that's what puts the pressure on the quartz crystal at the center and gets it to actually sing more intensely. We can't hear it with our human ears, and I don't know if animals can hear it or not. The frequency may be beyond that of hearing range, but it does indeed emit a fairly significant frequency. So the copper wire then attracts that frequency, pulling it out into the resin matrix, and the metal shavings then help disperse it out into the surrounding area. So this small Zen dome, which is what I call the Orgonite that I feature, has about a 3-foot area of influence all around it. So imagine a round sphere with this in the middle that comes out 3 feet. That's how far the area of influence is from the small Zen dome. These are ideal for backpacks, purses. I put sometimes under my pillow in the pillowcase. I have them near your bed. Wherever you want a little bit of influence, this is the size that's perfect for that. Now, we also know that quartz has an influence on other crystals. And so what we did was we found that by combining quartz with other crystals, we were able to get secondary properties. So there's the first property of the quartz, which is very calming and very healthful to the body, helping you to realign your chakras and clear your meridians. But it also has another effect. We live in a very technological time, and we are surrounded and inundated by electromagnetic frequency from cell phones and computers and power lines and electronic devices. Now, orgonite doesn't cure that or make that go away. Excuse me. But when these energies pass through orgonite, what the crystal in the center does is it retunes a percentage of that interference, which is not very good for your health, retunes it into a healing frequency. So by having this near your computer, near your technology devices, what it's doing is taking some of that pollution and converting it into something that's very healthful and very good for your body. It's not just good for people, it's great for your pets, it's great for your plants. And so I'm just going to feature a few pieces here. This is the original matrix. So this is primarily quartz in the center. This is the large size Zen Dome. It has a 10-foot area of influence. So if you can imagine this having being inside a ball that has a 10-foot radius, or actually more than that, because it's 10 feet out from the crystal in every direction at once. That's the area of influence from this. And so James Tracy, who makes the orgonite for me, he's done some beautiful artwork with it, and he's created this piece, which we call steampunk, and it's got little clock faces, and it's got little dials, and this one has a little gold chain in the top, and all these things just make it so that when you feature it in your home, it's very pleasing to the eye, because aesthetics are also important for health. The next piece I want to feature has rhodonite. You can see the little pieces of rhodonite in this. This one also has gold at the top, which is excellent for helping the healing frequency to come out into your environment. Now, rhodonite really helps with self-confidence. Rhodonite really helps when you're living in stressful and chaotic situations. It helps to calm you. It increases your sense of well-being. And it is fantastic for people who have experienced or are experiencing physical or emotional trauma. That's the rhodonite. Moving on now to a piece that features zebra jasper stone. Now, I've got a little bit of a write-up in the primer about zebra jasper stone, and this also has a little bit of hematite in it. And zebra jasper stone is wonderful because what it does is it influences you to stop thinking that failure is an option. It actually will help you to be bolder in making the decisions you need to make and to step out into the world and do the things that you want to do so that you can be a healthier, happier person. It's just amazing. It has helped me so much on my journey, and I want to share this with you. The quartz in the center, as it vibrates, it stimulates and it amplifies the qualities of the other crystals. So it actually makes it much more than what it previously was. Another thing I want to tell you about this is the large Zen Domes not only have the large raw clear quartz crystal at the center that's wrapped in copper wire, there's also 4 quartz crystals placed perpendicular to each other that are in the sides that also help to transmit that frequency. And then that is picked up by this particular piece has tiger iron in it. And the qualities of tiger iron is that it contains hematite, which is fantastic for pain relief. It has red jasper, which is very good for your heart and for your circulation. And there's a piece on the primer about your heart chakra or your heart torus and how important that is, not only for influence in your own life, but influence for everyone else that you come in contact with. And then there's tiger's eye, which stimulates energy production. So this is another very, very valuable piece of orgonite. It's not only beautiful, but it's extremely functional and extremely good for your health. Another piece I'd like to feature contains sodalite. Sodalite is the favorite for artists because what it does is stimulates creativity. And if you're an artist, or you're a musician, or you're a poet, or you're somebody who wants to be more creative, sodalite is the ideal choice. And it's really good for the mind, body, soul connection, complementing each other and helping them to resonate in more harmony. And another thing is it dissolves, sodalite is famous for dissolving conflict. So if you're living in an environment that is not what you would call a happy home, sodalite is an awesome choice for having a calming effect and just helping people to simmer down and to view things from a different perspective so that they can handle the conflict and resolve it as quickly as possible. Conflict is something that we all experience, but these things help immeasurably. Again, I have a mini Zen Dome here which features malachite. And malachite is very good for emotional healing, and it's very good for helping with relationships and friendships, and it helps you to release negative experiences that you have had, and it really helps with personal recovery. So I want to draw your attention now to where you can find Orgonite. Zen Domes Orgonite. James Tracy, who is my brother and makes this beautiful Orgonite for me, has his own website. He does a lot of different kinds of visual art, and I encourage you to take a look at his website. And also you can go to Etsy.com and look for Zen Domes Orgonite to see what pieces I have left and that I have currently for sale. And right now I'm offering a special where there's no charge for shipping and there's no charge for taxes. It's all included in the price. If you want to contact me directly, my email is at the bottom, quantumhealthnow@gmail.com. Feel free to email me if you have any questions about the Orgonite or any other part of the workshop or any other part of the work that I do. Okay, now I want to just switch over a little bit to affirmations. Again, please go back and view the primer. The primer is called Quantum Health Transformation, Step 8, Red, Grounding and Birth of Core Belief Systems, the same as this live video. However, it'll have all in capitals primer, P-R-I-M-E-R. And that's the slideshow presentation. It has all the details, all the contact information, the websites, everything you need so that you can get as much information as you need to help improve your own life. Now I want to tell you a little trick about affirmations. I've encouraged you to go online or make up your own affirmations. They're so valuable, and there's oodles and oodles of discussion about this on the internet, so I'm not going to talk much about the value of positive affirmations, but I do want to tell you a little trick that has really helped me. I take the affirmations that I value most and I actually record them in my own voice. I record them on my phone. I record them, with different recording devices, and then I input them onto my MP3 player. And when I'm out in nature, going for a walk, or cleaning the toilet, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, I listen to my MP3 player and I listen to my affirmations in my own voice. And this supercharges the affirmations and really, really helps you to get the most out of them. So I encourage you to do this. And another thing that's really helped me is I have bought CDs by different speakers and different inspirational and motivational speakers, and put that on my MP3 player and listen to it when I'm busy doing other things. And the three I want to recommend at this point are Eckhart Tolle, Mike Dooley, and Michael Beckwith. And these three have inspired me so much throughout my journey. I want to recommend them to you at this time. And I'm trying to keep these videos a little bit short because you don't want to listen to me babble on and on. I'm giving you, the data here that you need so that you can go out and make decisions and start doing your life hopefully a little bit easier. But there's one more thing I want to say. I want to thank Julight. Julight reads cards, and she's a channeler and she's a psychic, and she's an amazing human being. And she gives you love in all of her videos. She tells you she loves you, and she means it. You can feel it in your heart chakra. You can feel it. You can feel it in your body. And she has helped me so much, and I want to thank Julite. You can find her at Awoken to Oneness. Again, the information is on the primer on how to contact Julite and how to tap into her as a wonderful, wonderful resource to help you with your journey. And I want you to know something about people like Julite and myself and the many others that are out there changing the world and making it a better place. We're just ordinary people just like you. We've got all kinds of challenges. We've got to take care of our health. We got to get off our butts and do stuff, and we get nervous and we get timid, and we got to overcome that just like you do. And we send our love out to you because we have so much love to give. But we also want you to consider sending that love back. And I'm asking you to send some love back to Julite, to help her with her challenges in life, and to help her going where she's going to go. Because when she goes on to where she wants to go, she helps us go where we want to go too. And when we return the love, we're completing this beautiful, beautiful circuit. And it just maximizes everything. And I'm telling you something, we're changing this world. We're changing this reality. We're changing everything. And there's no power on earth, in heaven or on earth, that can stop us. I want to thank you for joining me today and for joining me in this beautiful environment. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. And I am so happy. And I'm so happy to share this with you. I love you too. And I want you to be successful, and I want all your dreams to come true. Thank you.